a better economy than we inherited. Today, President-elect Joseph Nima Bouaka will inherit a stronger economy than I inherited. There is a bigger net international reserve position than was handed me in 2018. I inherited 94,999,000 United States dollars in net international reserves. And I am handing over to the next administration a net international reserve position of 222,700,000 United States dollars. This is 136% increase in the net international reserve position. The total cash balance in the government's consolidated account is United States $40,044,365.90. In 2018, my government inherited a consolidated cash position of $7 million United States dollars. The next administration thus has more resources to deal with emergency macroeconomic challenges than my administration had at its disposal in 2018. My fellow citizens, through our time together, I held still fast to two cornerstones of leadership: keeping the peace and upholding the democratic process and the root of our democratic journey. I am immensely proud that during my tenure, Liberia remained at peace with itself and at peace with its neighbor. Our armed forces, the force of good, were never turned against our own people, and external actions were confined to international peacekeeping mission under the United Nations. This peace, sustained by our own domestic resources, is a testament to the maturity and strength of our nation. We protected the inalienable rights of every Liberian citizen as enshrined in our Constitution. Freedom of speech, assembly, and expression were not only preserved, but celebrated. There were no political prisoners or prisoners of conscience during my entire term, a testament to the development of strong democratic institutions that are now not only hailed as competent and professional, but as trusted and credible. Liberia is now regarded as a pillar of democracy in West Africa and a shining example to the world. This was only made possible through our various collaborative efforts. I want to thank all Liberians, regardless of your political affiliation, for staying the course and helping build a stronger and more vibrant nation. As I step aside as president of Liberia, I will remain actively engaged with the politics of the country as standard bearer and political leader of the Coalition for Democratic Change, the CDC, in order to ensure the continuation of our strong and vibrant democracy. I therefore urge you, my fellow citizens, to continue to be law-abiding and seek peaceful means to resolve differences, embrace tolerance and dialogue. Let us love one another and come together as one people, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let us remember the strength of our unity, the resilience of our democracy, and the hope that lies in the future of Liberia. As we welcome a new era, let us move forward hands in hand with a shared commitment to building a united nation that will continue to strive on observing the tenets of democracy and adhering to the rule of law. May God bless you all, and may God continue to bless the Republic of Liberia. Those who will speak in
when you elect a clown and you think that he will be a king, what he does is to convert the kingdom into a circus. This is what we must deal with, and this is what we must say. Who do we elect into our public offices? Because, as I've said before, when you allow hyenas to take care of goats, why should you be surprised when the goats are eaten? This is the same. And Africa is only going to realize our potential in all areas when, by dint of choice, we enable and allow our best men and women to serve in different areas. I've heard it being said about Lee Kuan Yew in Singapore. I've heard it being suggested about Mahathir Mohamad in Malaysia. I've heard it being said said about Japan. I've heard it being said about other countries. But there was a conscious decision on the part of those individuals and the followership. We always talk about leaders, but we never talk about the followers. The followers must also style up. Africans on average are for some reason attracted to thieves. Africans are for some reason attracted to men and women who cannot serve her. And when they are not served, then they complain. When Africans are told, choose you now whom we shall release, Jesus of Nazareth or Barabbas, they say, release Barabbas. And when Barabbas behaves like Barabbas, they say, why are you not behaving like Christ? It cannot be done.
In May of 2001, signed a second of two executive orders, number 13213, Defense Exhibit D310, in which it was stated, and I quote, the government of Liberia's complicity in the RUF's illicit trade in diamonds and its other forms of support for the RUF are direct challenges to the United States foreign policy objectives in the region, as well as the rule-based international order that is critical to the peace and prosperity of the United States. Therefore, I find these actions by the government of Liberia contribute to the unusual and extraordinary threat to the foreign policy of the United States described in Executive Order 13194, with respect to which the President declared a national emergency. This executive order did not say the alleged complicity, it concluded the complicity. The conspiracy was born, all systems put into motion, and here I stand today. I never stood a chance. This is the broader contextual matrix that regrettably did not and still has not seen the light of day in these proceedings, despite the gallant efforts by the defense to unearth and reveal the contextual framework behind the charges against me. Now, with the two executive orders, the dogs were let out, so to speak. What followed was a dispatch of the attack pack led by Lieutenant Colonel David Crane, Defense Intelligence, 30 years, prosecutor. He, Crane, unlawfully unsealed the court's seal indictment to his handlers, senior U.S. government officials at the U.S. Embassy in Freetown, and was never held to account. The rest of the operational team are Colonel Brandon Hollis, Defense Intelligence, CIA, U.S. Air Force, Senior Trial Counsel, and now prosecutor. James C. Johnson, U.S. Army expert, 20 years on conventional and special operations, Chief of Prosecutions for the SCSL. Alan White, 30 years, Defense Intelligence, recalled from retirement to head up investigations at the Special Court of Sierra Leone. Stephen J. Rapp came on board as chief prosecutor for a short time of experience from Capitol Hill, where he served with a U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee sometime before. It came as no surprise to me that as a reward of sorts for Stephen Rapp's diligence in the execution of U.S. foreign policy objectives through these ad hoc tribunals, he was appointed U.S. Ambassador at Large for War Crimes issues. In support of the contextual framework of politics, on February 8, 2006, Lieutenant Colonel David Crane, prosecutor, appeared before a U.S. Congress Subcommittee on Africa, Defense Exhibit D404, and spelled out in clear terms the decision taken in support of regime change in Liberia and what needed to happen to solidify that process. There was little mention, if any, in his testimony about Sierra Leone. And here is what he said. I posit that 5 years from now, when the international community is challenged by other crises, Taylor in Calabar, under the protection of Nigeria, will make his move. We will wake up one morning and watch on CNN as Taylor rides triumphantly down the main street in Monrovia to the executive mansion, daring all of us to come and get him. Unless he is handed over to the special court for Sierra Leone, that scenario is not out of the realm of possibilities. He then asked, how do we assure Liberia's future? And he answers that. Ultimately, he says, what we do about Taylor in the next several weeks will determine the fate of Liberia and the new administration of its president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Crane then sets out several plans, two of which I'll state here. He said, first, hand Charles Taylor over to the special court for Sierra Leone for a fair trial, his kind of trial. This takes him out of the local and regional dynamics that is West Africa. Second, tie any financial and political support to good governance in Liberia. Time does not permit, but the exhibits are present. Not even the Nigerian nation was spared from threats and intimidation, as explained by Femi Kayode, press secretary to President Obasanjo, the Nigerian head of state, who was with him in Washington when President George W. Bush promised, and I quote, to bring Nigeria to its knees if Taylor was not turned over to the special court. And what happened? Obasanjo buckled and capitulated. Now, this demonstrates the significant pressure that was brought to bear on President Obasanjo, irrespective of his personal and leadership obligations to the West African sub-region. And therein lies the dilemma for current African heads of state and government, but how to enter into binding commitments and obligations with the African pairs and remain steadfast, resolute, and unyielding in their fidelity to those agreements in the face of such unrelenting and punishing pressure from powerful.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Working for your stomach. Stop slipping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know y'all sleeping now. Y'all gotta whip up small, yeah? Okay, let's go.
And when the song that introduces and closes the show, when the voice of command shall have commanded you, like Takun Jehu say, okay, let's go. And then that brings up the energy, that brings out the strength, the vigor, the courage, the bravery, and the motivation to sail through for another night on the show. Let me say a very, very pleasant good morning. Oh yes, that's a good morning. The good morning time region. But good evening to all of you across the country. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to those of you in the diaspora. Our friends, our fans, our followers, our critics, and even those of you who do not like the things we say and the way we say them. It's good to have all of you joining us tonight on another edition of the show. Today is the Thursday edition of the show. And it is the 18th day of March 2025. A lot to talk about tonight. And let's welcome all of you who've joined us tonight on the show. We are here to talk. The debate continues with the National Port Authority. But probably we might rest tonight to focus on more important issues. Current issues. The Supreme Court, in case you do not know, has issued a number of schedules or has scheduled a number of arguments for the 26th of this month. Some of those cases include the case involving the so-called majority bloc of the House of Representatives versus the Speaker and members of the House of Representatives. The Supreme Court has invited them. They say the two of you come, let's argue your cases. Come argue your case, Richard Coon, purported Speaker. Come argue your case for Nanti Kofa, legitimate Speaker. And after your arguments, we shall come down with our ruling. The Supreme Court has also invited a number of lawmakers who were suspended or who are deemed suspended by members of the so-called majority bloc. And the court has also invited members of the team behind or supporting the purported Speaker bloc, including the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Justice or the executive. To go and argue, tell us why they decide to withhold the salaries and benefits of all these lawmakers under the instructions of Richard Coon.
You screw up. Okay, you
So on the 26th of March will be a busy day. We have the different documents here which we are going to read for you. Today we want to talk a bit about Metastee and the ongoing debate or conversation about the Metastee extension agreement. We have received an audio recording from Nima County, where citizens who reside in the affected communities have sent a clarion call to the government of Liberia, including members of the legislature. A long statement over 4 pages. What have they said to the government? What are they demanding the government to ensure in the ongoing debate about Metastee's extension? We have all of the different points raised by those residents in Yekepa, and we're going to allow them to, we'll play the recording for you to hear the people themselves speaking, what they think the government should ensure that should be contained in the minimum development agreement. This should be the third extension or the third MD. So the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency on today announced a news broke that they arrested a drug worth over $70,000 in Lofa. Those are the issues that made their way to our list tonight. And very shortly, we'll take our break from our sponsor, Crime Stopper Liberia. Right after our break, we speak with the official spokesperson of the Rule of Law Caucus, Honorable Dixon Wawili Sibo. We will talk to him briefly, just asking 1 or 2 questions. The code is summary there, and we want to know how prepared members of the majority, the members of the Rule of Law Caucus to face the Kurdish on the 26th of March. That's the size and shape of the show tonight. My name is Austin Kawa. This show is proudly brought to you by Crime Stopper Liberia of Ome Sam Sion, and it is in partnership with Radio Entertainment Liberia. Tonight, we are paying out again. Tonight is Tuesday, so the payout is 4,000 Liberian dollars. But you have to dial *799 *11 hash just for 100 Liberian dollars. You stand a chance of walking away with 4,000 Liberian dollars. So *799 *11 hash is the short code to play. If you do that, you will see 2 options will appear before you. Option number 1 will say, "Hey King, we are you." If you want to play in USD, enter number 1. John Pana, if you want to play Liberian dollars, enter number 2. Whichever option you enter, you send, and you enter your mobile money password. That's the size and shape of the show tonight. We take a break, come back, welcome all of you who've joined us tonight on our Facebook Live, and then we talk to Representative Sibo.
It's about musical. There are crimes in many places. In every community, you can see. So if you see crime and hold it, don't take law in your hand for the real authority. Tell it can't take your law in. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a you must talk it, and I mean you cheche. You work for your safety. If you see I don't keep it, my part of boy. The people bringing safety to your door. Stopping crime and making peace for them before. Stop on Liberia, on the center to interior. Keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. The people bringing safety to your door. Stopping crime and making peace for them before. Stop on Liberia, on the center to interior. Keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, on the center to interior. Keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. The people bringing safety to your door.
Okay, thank you so much, Omer Simpson. Let's hold you right there. Let's hold you right there and run straight to our Facebook. And welcome those of you who've joined us tonight. Those of you who are joining us tonight, is good to have all of you. Beginning with too many persons. I realize that you guys do not share the live. For that, what reason, I don't know. But Alaska Pay is joining us tonight. Nelson Small, Robert Passois. Robert, it's been a very, very, very long time. We haven't spoken. I haven't seen you yet. I hope you did not transition to another platform. Robert Passois, George Watkins Jr., Abdullahi Dule, Robert, he's okay. J. Sebastian Fano, Agatha Glasgow, Linda Morris, Cecilia Massaquoi, Aliyu Kamara, Benjamin Baz, Gavelaw, CDC Pape Success Keita, Emmanuel Bro, Arnold Taylor, Venetius Junior Baz, Tenny Weir, Jabo, Thursday to Thursday are all joining us tonight. Welcome to the show. Emmanuel Nafape is also joining us tonight. Samuel Cody, Matthew Ndele, Unbreakable K, Elijah Cody, Otto. Welcome to the show, gentlemen. Okay, let's go. Who are the others? Amos Tukpa, Dubon Hill, Maniba Jagbo, Sylvester Johnson, all of you who are joining us tonight on the show. We're proud to have all of you joining the fellowship tonight. So let's go straight to the telephone line to talk to the spokesperson of the Rule of Law Caucus. And let's talk to him briefly. I know. Okay, so the phone is ringing, so we trying to connect with District 16 representative and chairman of the House's Committee on Ways and Means, and also official spokesperson, Dixon Sibu. So let's see whether he picks his score, and then we can talk to him. Let's try again. Let's give it a try again, and then we can talk. Okay, Honorable Sibu, good evening to you, and thanks for picking our call.
Hey, Austin, I'm now here.
You are live on Freedom Hard Talk.
Wow. Okay.
Now, I know you've been making a lot of media representations and engagements, explaining your role, your issues, your engagements with the courts and all of that. But just today, before the close of day or at the close of day, the Supreme Court came up with a number of hearings, scheduled for a number of arguments on the 26th of March. specifically the one involving the rule of law caucus versus the majority or quote unquote majority bloc, to hear your argument. Many will be concerned, how prepared are you for this engagement? How prepared is the rule of law caucus for the 26th of March?
Well, we've always been prepared. We were prepared since yesterday. So again, we are grateful. Has already assigned the hearing for the 26th. We wish it would have been day before yesterday, but the fact that we have got a schedule now, we are grateful.
Have you spoken with your lawyers? What are they saying to you? What do we expect to see display on that day, especially from members of your bloc?
Our lawyers have been working along the clock to ensure that everything we've said is in accordance with the law, and so we expect the court to rule in accordance with the law. So, and that's where we are. Our bill of information is more or less to make the court to simplify what is ultra-virus. And so once they can come up, we are ready. I mean, our lawyers are ready, and we ourselves are ready.
You know, there are many persons listening to you who are not actually familiar with what they think is going to happen in that day. So what is going to happen? What do you know is going to be displayed in the court on that day?
Well, I don't know what the court judgment is going to be, but what I know is that the court is going to go by what is the clear interpretation of the law in terms of getting rid of a speaker and in terms of electing a new speaker. And that's the core of the issue. We have said that the speaker was not taken suspended or taken from his position, and the court has to interpret whether the speaker is still a speaker, and that's what we expect the court to say. And from all of our interaction engagements, we know that the speaker is still a speaker because they have not done anything that is within accordance with the law. I know our colleagues have said this politics. The politics of it is we can decide who is our speaker, and we can decide to take out our speaker at any point in time. But to take out the speaker, you must follow the law, and the law is clear as to how the speaker is getting rid of. So we expect the court to just rule in our favor, and we are clear with that because, again, we are following the law.
Maybe I'll just say lastly, how are you navigating your way through this whole conversation about reconciliation between the two blocks versus different bills before the Supreme Court for interpretation?
So the onus is on the guys who think that they are in the majority. Reconciliation starts with the obedience of the law. So if they want to reconcile, let us just follow what the law says. We are not in conflict with them, and they are in conflict with us. So they have to do everything to reconcile. And to reconcile, we have just said, follow the law. The law says, if you want to take a speaker, fine for the 9 people, and come to section and let us vote. That's all. And so if they want to reconcile, they cannot circumvent that. You need to ensure that you follow the law to reconcile.
In the event, I found out in the event where I know expectations are high from your different supporters that the Supreme Court should rule in your favor. But in the event, we're trying to be hypothetical, in the event where the Supreme Court say, hey, you go back and settle your issue, and there's no clear-cut definition or statement from the court saying you are wrong, you're right.
No. Let me stop you right away, Austin. The reason why we have the dialogue is because the code was not clear. The court will come out to say, as far as we're concerned, that Fonati is the speaker, or Fonati is not the speaker. If the court says Fonati is not the speaker, we'll go to session and Richard Kun becomes the speaker. Period.
That's
if
good.
the court says that Fonati is the speaker, our colleagues must respect the law. We cannot make the law and disrespect the law. And as far as we're concerned, they will have to succumb to the rulings of the Supreme Court.
Does the speaker share this opinion because you are the official spokesperson of your colleagues?
I don't know where that came from. I'm not a spokesperson of the group. I've not been appointed as a spokesperson of the group. I'm just one of the ordinary members of the group. But the point is, we are speaking as a unit. So everything I say, everyone else who you speak to will say the same thing. The group must be aware that if the Supreme Court speaks and say we are wrong, and the speaker is no longer the speaker, we will conform. If the Supreme Court says we are in the right, we expect our colleagues to conform to the Supreme Court.
That's fair enough because you are members of the Rule of Law Caucus. Thank you ever so much, Honorable Sibo, for always speaking our cause, even when we do not notify you prior.
I'm a public servant. I have to do the people's work.
Thank you. Good night. That's the voice of District 16 Representative Dixon Sibo there. You heard him. One thing I like the concluding portion of his response to us. He's clear that on two things. One is that they don't expect to hear the Supreme Court to read that the Supreme Court is saying y'all go back and settle your issue, because they have gone to the Supreme Court to ask them and say, hey, we don't understand what you say, ultra viral. What did you mean? Which context did you speak in? Who were you referring to? Whose actions were you referring to? Okay, so they want the court to clearly state whose actions were the members of the bench referring to, which action exactly that was taken that they deemed ultra virus and all of that, and who's legitimate, who's not legitimate within the context of parameters of the law. That's one. Two, he said, once the court comes out and say to them that Fonanti was legally removed by Richard Coon and his members, they are going to honor that ruling from the Supreme Court, and they will proceed, even if they're in Grand G there where Richard Coon are having session, they will proceed there to go and join them and work together. But if the court says, hey, Fonanti remains the legitimate speaker and he was not removed, they will expect that their colleagues who wear the moral decency and the moral high ground and return to the main chamber, to the gavel of Fonanti to do it the right way, meaning remove him the right way. So is this an opinion that you Liberians share? That every decision that comes, or any decision that comes from the court saying, hey, you are wrong, you are right, you are not legitimate, you are legitimate, the two sides, either side where the ruling goes, must be willing to wear the moral high ground and the moral decency to say, hey, we are going to honor the ruling from the Supreme Court and we are returning to the legitimate gavel. If the Supreme Court says that Kofa's gavel remains legitimate and all other lawmakers must subject to his gavel, they will have to go back to his gavel and say and do or initiate his removal the right way. If the Supreme Court say, hey, Speaker Kofa was removed legally, and that every action or all actions that were taken under his gavel are deemed legal and sufficient authority within the parameters of the Constitution and their rules, Kofa and his team will have no option but to return to the gavel of Richard Coon and continue the people's work. Good deal. For me, that's a good deal. I don't know about members of the minority bloc, but that's a good deal. I hope I can talk to maybe Clarence Guy or maybe Fode family and hear what they think about this, or maybe they might not want to. Let me see whether I can talk to Clarence Guy or Fode family. Let me see whether all of them will pick our call. I did not serve them prior notice, so yeah, please forgive me. Maybe we'll call, maybe we answer and call me, then we can call each other off record. But I did not serve in prior notice. These are urgent moments that we have to, the minority may say we accept anything from the Supreme Court. Let's see whether the majority may will say or will share similar opinion as well. Okay. I don't think Clarence is online. Maybe I should try the direct line and see whether he picks from his direct line. Okay, so let me try the direct line and see what he picks. Oh, the main go Ghana again. Okay. Okay. No, it's not going to. Let me see whether we can get a 4-day formula. You know, we have to strike a balance, both sides. Both sides. So let's try a 4-day formula from this end. And see whether he okay. Yeah. Okay, so that's it. We're trying to connect with one of the any members from the minority bloc, and then we'll move on to our discussion, which is key. Okay, let's give it a try from here from 44 on the side. Let's see whether it goes through. Let's see. So the rule of law caucus say anything that comes from the Supreme Court, we will honor it, we will respect it, and we will move on with our normal legislative work. Okay. Don't tell me these politicians go to be so early. This is not working as well. This is not going through. This does not seem. It's not. So, but that's it anyway. At least we try our best to establish contact with them. Let me see what I can give it a third try. See whether it works. So if it does not, I'll go back and then we can move on with our discussion. But that's it. I think that's fair enough. The only body that is supposed to be respected is the Supreme Court. Our laws are clear that the Supreme Court is the final arbiter of justice. So anything the Supreme Court says, any interpretation from the Supreme Court, we do not have any other way to go, any other place to go. We are compelled to accept the interpretation that comes from the Supreme Court. And that's how it works. So we'll move on to something else. I didn't get them. I tried my best. So now, folks, before we move in, because we don't want interruption, tonight we announced to you that the cash giveaway is up, and a lot of you have been complaining that also you can just come, you move straight into your politics. You can't even spend some time the way your other friends can spend some time talking about the cash giveaway, blah 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 blah. So we said, okay, we'll be giving you a 5-minute cash giveaway, 5 minutes to talk cash giveaway, and then we'll move on to our discussion. So we'll talk a bit. So let me take my time and drill you through how the process works. The cash giveaway is a game of chance, and you have to understand that it's a game of chance. The advantage is the more you play, the better your chances are for you to win. That's why when a winner is June and call on the radio, you hear most over 98% of the winners will tell you, I played 10 times and so times and all of that. That's because the more you play, the better your chances are to win. That's the advantage. All we can do for you is tell you the advantage of the game. We don't give you assurance that you will win when you play, because it's a game of chance. And we're not going to lie to you, say, as soon as you play, you will win. It's a game of chance. With repetition and integrity of our voices on the radio matter a lot, and the platform as well. So it's a game of chance. We used to say, as kids growing up, we used to say that lucky ticket. So it's a game of chance. Now, if you have $100, you only need $100 Liberian, or its equivalent in US dollars, which is something around 70 cents. So if you have 70 cents on your mobile money account, or you have $100 Liberian on your mobile money account, you are qualified to play the game of chance, the radio game. Tonight we're paying you $4,000 if you play. We do a draw and your number emerges as a winner. We pay you $4,000 instantly to your mobile money account. How do you play? All you have to do is to dial *799*11#. Again, the code to dial and play the cash giveaway is *799*11#. *799*11#. You send. When you send, two options will appear on your phone. Option number one will be asking you to play in US dollars. And option number two will be asking you to play in Liberian dollars. Whichever option you enter or you select, you just send, and you'll be required to enter your mobile money password. That's all. You dial *799*11#. You send. You select option number one or option number two to play in US dollars or Liberian dollars and send, and you enter your mobile money password. That's all you have to do. So there are people who've been playing and they have been unsuccessful to win. I'll use the last 3 minutes of, because I allotted 5 minutes to talk cash giveaway. I'll use the last 3 minutes to call 3 frequent players who've been playing, but they have not been successful to win. We have already paid them $1,000. And so, as a means of saying, hey, keep playing, and let's motivate you. So we've paid them $1,000 each. Let's call them and talk to them to confirm whether they receive the 1,000 Liberian dollars each. 629937 0881 629937 is the first person that we send $1,000 to. Let's call this person and see whether this person receive the money. Let's call this person and see whether this person receive the money. Okay, this person's phone is ringing. Let's see. Let's confirm receipt of the money, and then we move to the second number. And then we'll run into our discussions tonight on the different topics, the different issues. Okay, let's see whether this person picks 0881 6299 37 is ringing. And let's see whether he or she picks the call to confirm receipt of the money. Okay, this person does not pick. We call the second number 0887 34 30 92 is the second frequent player that we have paid 1,000 Liberian dollars to. Let me dial. So as we're doing these things, folks, you can be playing because the dashboard is open. Play, because we're talking a bit doing the draws for all of you who will be playing. Let's talk to the second person. Okay, this number is on. I will try for one more time. That since it's off, I will try one more time. The reason why I did not dial the second number because it ranked. So at least that person received their money already. This time, we'll have a lot to talk about. So let's try this number for the second time and see whether it rings. If it does not, okay, it doesn't ring. So we go to the last person who just received $1,000 from us. 0887 again, 57 2404 is the third and last number of the 3 person we have paid $1,000 to. This person's phone is ringing. The first person did not pick. The second person's number is off. The third person's phone is ringing. Hello, how are you? My name is Austin Kawa. I'm calling you from Freedom FM. My name is Austin Kawa. I'm calling you from Freedom FM. Freedom FM, Freedom Radio. Move away from the noise now. What is your name? What is the name?
My name Mary.
Marie, is this the number you used to play the cash giveaway?
Yeah.
Did you receive message from us?
Yeah.
Okay, we have been playing the cash giveaway, but you have been unsuccessful to win. So we decided to send you your $1,000 as a way of saying thank you for playing and keep motivated. One day you might win. Okay. Okay, so that's it. Yes. So that's what we do here to motivate and encourage our frequent players who play the cash giveaway to keep playing. You know, it's a game of chance now. So one day, who knows? Let's move on. Let's move on to the real reasons why you guys are here. Okay, so we've spoken about this code thing. I think we'll let it be, or we will let it go. They are scheduled. Arguments are scheduled for the 26th of March, and so they will go there to argue the case, and then the Supreme Court might rule. Who knows? The next day, same day, the next day, the following week. That is within the preview of the Supreme Court. So you see, let me just say this to our colleagues from especially the younger ones. We've been having a conversation about the National Port Authority, and like I said to you, I always repeat, I do not find pleasure in personality attack or discussing personality, because I know no man is perfect. No system is perfect. But when the system that is supposed to work, or when the individual who is presiding over the system that is supposed to make the system to work becomes a threat to that system, becomes a threat to the functionality of the system, then it becomes an issue that some of us are going to go for your neck. Because we have to protect the system over your personality or your individuality. So we go for you. If it calls for us to seek your removal to protect the system, we go for it to do that. We don't hesitate to do that. And this is the case with the National Port Authority. Sekou Douklé is not bigger than the National Port Authority. Just as Bill Touray was never bigger than the National Port Authority, just as Matilda Parker was never bigger than the National Port Authority, just as Sylvia Coffey Brown was never bigger than the National Port Authority. No, Sekou is not bigger than the National Port Authority. Sekou does not have ownership to the port. He does not have ownership to the National Port Authority. He's enjoying a privilege at the National Port Authority. That position, any Liberian can serve. Any Liberian that meets the pleasure, any Liberian that satisfies the pleasure of the president can serve in that position. And there are many Liberians that are certified that meet the pleasure of the president. But only one person can serve as head at a particular point in time. And Sekou and his stooges have to understand that. So that when people come out to talk about the system, the performance of the system, then you take it personal. You won't be sending people to start attacking people, insulting people on social media. Then it becomes an issue now. Yeah, it becomes an issue. The port is poor. If you go to the National Port Authority, you will see a lot of mess has been created. The conference rooms that used to hold people, they've got petitions all in the conference rooms to create office spaces just to accommodate people, to accommodate friends, family members, and relatives. And you don't see that as an issue for us to talk about. It is obviously an issue. And like I said to you, we met today. We are filing an official complaint to the Office of the Ombudsman and the Liberian Anti-Corruption Commission. Oh, yes. The Office of the Ombudsman has to go in there and investigate, including the Bureau of State Enterprise. But the Office of the Ombudsman must investigate claims, allegations, documentations that are being shared on social media. The Office of the Ombudsman pointing to nepotism, favoritism, the office of the ombudsman must investigate those claims. And if the UP wants to send people there, let the UP send people there. No issue. This government is the United Party government. Employing United Partisans is not an issue for me. It will never be an issue for me. But favoring your family members and girlfriends and concubines and hiring them at the National Porn Authority, it is wrong. It is morally wrong. And all of us must harness oneness to look in the face of Sekou Doumbouya and tell, hey, this nonsense must stop. It is enough. And we will not lie. That's why every day moving forward, until the office of the ombudsman, including the United Party force, can move in that place to rescue that place, we will. In that 1 minute, I will say something about NPA. Even if that 1 minute, I will say something about NPA. That place is a mess. A mess has been created at that place. Under Sekou. And people do not want us to talk about it. As soon as you speak, they say, oh, the men are young men. You're envy of the men. That just envy. You just hate the men. Hating the men for what? The men are not even know. I never seen Sekou face to face. I not even want to see that the men say people hate him. Hating him for what? Have you ever heard us discussing Sekou, talking about him? People have said a lot of things about it. If anybody is supposed to be discussing Sekou as an individual, it is supposed to be us here at Freedom FM that we regard as opposition. But who you hear behind him? The own people. I read a number of posts today from, I hate to mention Trump, but I'm just so constrained. I read it because the people who he hired, who are relatives, they try to make the debate like it is a Mandingo debate. This is not a Mandingo thing. This is not a tribal thing. No. This is not a tribal thing. I read another post today from some Mandingo colleagues, brothers, who say, no, Sekou, don't make this thing a Mandingo debate. This is not a tribal issue. It is not a Mandingo thing. And I like the way Benete placed it. He said, this is not a Mandingo thing. Don't come bad sentiment from the Mandingo community. This is not a Mandingo debate. Own your debate, own your problem, face your problem, and fix your problems. And don't make it a Mandingo thing. And those Mandingo brothers who are speaking to his face, I respect them. I respect their bravery. I respect their boldness, because that's how conflicts can start. When you go, you cause problem as a varman, then as they start attacking you, then you make it to look there. They attack you because you varman, or they attack you because you crewman. No, you created a mess. All of the employments that were done at NPA, that Mandingo people call meeting and say, go employ people. No, it is Sekou's decision to employ those people, family members. That the Mandingo caucus of Liberia call a meeting and say employ the other guy they call Ousmane Doumbouya as a COS, and then take him from COS and make him director of transport. That the Mandingo community made that decision. No, the Mandingo community did not make a decision to make Ousmane Doumbouya the COS to you. The Mandingo community did not make a decision to transfer him from COS to director of transport. That your own set decision you made, your own brother. You appointed him. Then the Mandingo community advised you to do it. Then it backfires. You want to come back and buy sentiments from the Mandingo community and make it look there. It is a Mandingo debate. But I like the way there are sons. There are more, in fact, educated, some-minded Mandingo, young intellectuals, young and old intellectuals who are rationalizing this thing. Say, hey, don't make this thing a Mandingo debate. It is not a Mandingo debate. It is Sekou's debate. Sekou must face his debate. He must own his debate. And the Benedict I'm talking about also referring how he did not want Asatu Doumbouya or Asatu Ba or something for employment because she supported CDC. But she's a Mandingo now. So why he didn't employ her? He did not want employment because she supported CDC. But when you talk Sekou Doumbouya mess, then he say, oh, because the men are Mandingo men. What kind of nonsense is that? What kind of nonsense is that? You kind of want him. He's a young man. He has a bright political future in bombing. You want him. You need to want him. You know who he is. Those of you who come on Facebook insulting people, you have to stop insulting people because they disagree with your boss. And that's one thing. Those guys you see insulting people today because Sekou, that only because Sekou getting job. They take Sekou from down there. The next person that will go there, they will insult people again for that next person. Now how the young people looking? You take one young man, 38-year-old, 37-year-old, you get 8 master degrees, you put in government job. The day his colleague disagrees with the government on fundamental issues, on policy issue, they will leave the policy context of the discussion and start insulting you personally. They're doing the same to Abdullah Kiatama. They're doing the same to Abdullah Kiatama. They see men supported, they see men spoke and wrote before in favor of Sekou Doumbouya. They didn't insult him. Today the man is being rational enough to say, hey, this is wrong. This is wrong. Do it as well. Then they insulting him and accusing him of wanting consultancy at APA or denying consultancy. Oh, that's a bull crap. We can't run the country like this. Especially so when you campaign on rescuing the system. I have agreed with the UP folks. The system we supported, we spoil it. I'm not going to argue my head to argue with UP people. We spoil La Bureau. 6 years, y'all give La Bureau to Joe spoiled it in Chakla, everything. I agree. Y'all can fix it. Y'all say y'all can rescue it. One is y'all identify the problem. Y'all say Joe spoiled it. Then you're committed to coming to fixing it. So y'all call it fixing rescue. Can't rescue it. Then you are doing the same things and doing worst. Then you say we should show that one more. For us, we went to school to learn to talk, to back. That's what they call us, the watchdogs. And so we're watching over y'all. When there are wrongdoings, we talk. We alarm. We suggest. We recommend. We advise. So all of you beneficiaries of Sekou Doumbouya, lawlessness, and Apod, you're going to come down and tell him to do what is right. Else we're not going to stop. We will not stop. Hey, employing people just assigning salary to people. No qualification. And just assigning salaries to people. And I can also clarify something. Because I saw a lot of posts today with misinformation. There's a young guy called Sheikh Fofana, but he's known on Facebook as Ahmed Khalif. That young man was never employed by Sekou Doumbouya. He was never taken to the port by Sekou Doumbouya. The CDC government took him to the port. He had been at the port for years. So Sekou Doumbouya went to the port and met him there. That I can say. So Sekou, he's not amongst the people that Sekou employ. On the basis of employment or taking people to the port, no. If they have relationship, that you can't stop people from having relationship. He was working at the port as a cousin or whosoever to Sekou Doumbouya. So what they will do, they will not be causing him again because Sekou is managing director. We can say that one because they already caused him before he went to the port. Before Sekou went to the port, he was at the port under the CDC government, CDC employing, CDC giving job, and all of that. So the Sekou Doumbouya met him there. So Sekou did not take him to the port. That one I can say. But all the other issues, the Jusu, I don't know Jusu, who the other one for you, who is the communication man, a lot need to be reviewed by the Office of the Ombudsman or the Bureau of State-Owned Enterprise. A lot, by the way, we're told that today schools of Unity Palestinians besieged and barricaded the Bureau of State-Owned Enterprise demanding jobs. But that's something we'll also talk about today. So that's it for that National Port Authority thing. Every day I will talk something about NPA and Sekou Doumbouya. He has to behave. He's been misbehaving for 1 year, for over 15, or been close to 15 months. He's been misbehaving. And everybody will just be silent because he's Sekou Doumbouya. What's about him? What's extra about him? So he has to behave. He must behave. Now, let's talk about something else. Let's transition to something else. This US sanction thing, I think we'll talk about it. I'd like to talk about this Mittal Steel thing. And I'll close our discussion tonight with Mittal Steel. And I would like for all you Liberians to call in and participate. Because Mittal agreement is not restricted to NIMBA. It's not a NIMBA agreement. Mittal's agreement is not a NIMBA agreement. Oh, sorry. That made a mistake. Yeah. So I see the performance is good for you tonight. You keep Sonny. We'll do a lot of jobs very shortly. So the Meta State agreement is not a Nimba County agreement. It is a Liberia agreement. So it should involve all Liberians, but all Liberians should participate in the debate, in the discussion. And no Liberian should get there and all Liberian disagree with Meta agreement. No, that's how we're going to make that a conversation, the last conversation on the show tonight. Because I want Liberians to call and participate. We'll play the audio recording from the statement delivered by the beneficiaries, the host communities, those who live in the different communities that are hosting the mounds. We'll play that. You see, I will talk about this US session thing and then move on our Metasi conversation. And there's a reason why I did not want to say anything about it. But this morning, I received a call while on my way to town. And a good friend who and I went to journalism school is in the US. And he called to ask a specific question. He said, "My man, Carl, you guys are in Liberia and you guys are doing well. Even though he and I have never agreed from high school to university, we've never agreed on politics. We've all been on a different side." Yes. He said, even though he's an ANC man, he said, even though I did not agree with all of the things you guys were saying during the campaign, but I think you guys were making some significant points. And we are beginning to see them today. The Barra government, he said the Barra government is doing some things that are worth noting. But when it comes to this US session thing, I call you to advise you as a brother not to take a side in a manner that will be the debate appear like it is a CDC debate versus a UP debate. Then I smiled. He said, "No, I'm serious." So I said, "Why?" He said, "For too many reasons." And he sent me a long red out. He sent me some supporting documents. He sent me a lot of stuff, content. I spent my time going through these contents today. And then, like I said yesterday, or like I started saying yesterday, I had to agree with him. I'm not going to sit there and mince my words, or for this debate, I will not join the political side. I will not be political. I'm very serious about this. Because I will not. Yes, I will disagree with the UP folks and beat them and beat on them for being irresponsible and reckless and careless in the manner and form in which they are handling this US session thing. Alert. Imagine you sitting in your major ally, your best friend, sending a note warning you to adjust with certain things. If not, they're going to terminate the friendship with you. And your best friend has all of the defaults or the irregularities that your best friend is having with you. Say, I told you to stop going to liquor shop. I told you to stop going to any liquor shop. It does not represent your personality. I told you to stop going to church late. It does not represent your personality. I told you to stop missing choir practice. You're not supposed to be doing nothing at your level now. I told you to stop driving recklessly. You're not supposed to be doing it. I told you to stop drinking while driving. Your friend lists everything. I told you when you go to entertainment play, let me know. You can go to any entertainment play at any time. You are not supposed to be at any entertainment place at work. So your friend listed a number of issues. Say, these are the issues I'm having with you. If you cannot adjust, I'm going to terminate my friendship with you. This is a scenario that is currently existing between Liberia and the US. And not only Liberia, but other countries too. But Liberia, as a traditional major ally to the US, this is the scenario between Liberia and the US. The US saying, "Hey, I've observed that, mama, you can go to bed late. You're not supposed to be going to bed late. I've observed that you eat a lot in the street. You're not supposed to be eating in the street and dropping your dad in the street. And maybe you can be friends, my country clean. We're not eating and driving there in the street. You're eating and driving there in your street. You're not doing anything. No. If you can't adjust, I'm going to terminate my friendship with you because nobody can see me as a dirty person or a careless person. I mean, the list of the issues, the specific issue, is before the Liberian government. Then the UP people, instead of embracing or taking this alert as a critical matter. Don't forget, Liberians were just crying all around in America or Donald Johnson is sending back illegal immigrants. Liberians were crying, calling on the government to go and negotiate with the US, to talk to them, all these kinds of things. The people are taking on major immigration reform. And as part of that, they say, yeah, all illegal immigrants will return to the country. We're just crying on America. The people telling you issuing child ban alert. Instead of the government people sitting down and formulating a technical working team that will review the alert and make representation and announce a representation that will be made by the government and issue a warning to issue an internal circular to all government officials, government employees, whether civil servant, if you are a supporter, especially supporters of Unity Party. This is not a propaganda thing. This is not a propaganda thing. It is not a propaganda war. Your opposition friends will want to run with this thing because they are in opposition. For them, it plays well for them when your government is being yellow listed or orange listed or red listed. It's going to anger your people, your citizens. And the citizens will rise up against you because they are being denied. When your officials cannot be issued visa to go to the US, when you cannot make significant representation in the US, it means you're going to have a relationship with major partners in business and investment people. All the MOUs you sign in America and other places, all American allied countries will say, no, that's so bago. When America sanctions you, when America issues a warning, the first thing, now what is happening, the fact that the US has issued that child ban letter giving you 60 days, all major investors that were even thinking about coming to Liberia, all those who sign MOU with you, they are on what we call wait and see how Liberia performs, including these multinational institutions, including these international financial institutions. You think World Bank come in, do serious business with you, or invest money, or give you loan, or give you grant, or IMF or European Union come be giving you grant or loan when the US is telling you they are sanctioning you, or they are warning you to adjust your passport regime? Hey, do not do it because these are issues that are tied to national security. So Liberia, I don't know whether some of you are really sitting there and reflecting, or you really know the gravity of this thing. And you want to intellectualize this thing. This is not an intellectual thing, my people. This is time that the government should be even calling on having consultative meetings with some maybe former foreign ministers, maybe having meeting with ambassadors on a network right now. Who are those in Brussels? Who are those in Paris? Who are those in Canada? Who are those in Asia? Who do we have in the US, in Washington, New York? Gentlemen, this is the issue. What can we do? That's what your government should be doing. Then you get small children there, immature, irresponsible children on Facebook say they're making fun of all of it because that fun. To start running around telling somebody say that Joria the cause and because of Joria regime, the people said this. That's funny. So that because of Joria regime, why did they not issue the alert during Joria regime? Joria have been on the power for 15 months now. You have 1 whole year to correct the wrongs that Joria did. The frauds that Joria created in our passport regime. You have 1 year plus. The people that were observing you, they were following you. You were not complying. I'm not waiting or unwittingly. I'm not knowing it or unknowingly. You were not sharing passport information, security passport information with them. You were not sharing issuance alert with them. You were not sharing any information with them. It is clear. For 1 year plus, it's because 1 year has passed. You've not shared any information or significant information or key information with them about people, foreigners you issue passport to, or people you issue passport to. That's why they're issuing this alert. And because of the gravity of it, they are coming out with an alert. Then you jump over a whole 1 year you've been presiding over the passport sector. You've not, then you say that John, we are the cause. Forgetting to know that when the UP government took power, the first thing Sarah Yandi did, which all of us applauded her for, was terminating all those who bearing diplomatic passport, or recording all diplomatic and service passport, official passport. You see, if you have a diplomatic passport, we are recording all those, including the president, including George Weah passport. George Weah diplomatic passport was recalled. The government recalled all diplomatic passport. Joseph Boakai diplomatic passport was recalled. George Weah diplomatic passport was recalled. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf diplomatic passport was recalled. All of those who were entitled to diplomatic passport, former and current leaders, all lawmakers, Thomas Fala, Deputy Speaker, diplomatic passport was recalled. Fonati Kofa, diplomatic passport was recalled. The government, the UP government recalled all diplomatic passports. I'm not saying they say because I know it. Because they wanted to clean the system. Not just that the UP government recalled all diplomatic passports. They recall the service passports, the official passports. They recall all. Then they reissue them to people that they deem legitimate. Are you getting the point? They recall all and reissue them to people who were qualified to bear diplomatic passports, official passports, and service passports. They recall all and reissue. So the first action of the day was they recall all of the passports, the diplomatic, official, and service passport. UP government recall all, meaning nobody's supposed to be having it. The fact that you recall all, Americans are supposed to be having issue with you. The next action you took is you reissue to people you consider legitimate, legitimate entitlement. You reissue, you say these people, they are entitled to diplomatic, service, and official passport based on our own evaluation and assessment. Based on the UP's evaluation and assessment, the UP reissue diplomatic passports, service passports, and official passports, especially diplomatic and official passports, after based on their own assessment and evaluation. The reissue. That was in 2024, not this year. The reissue. It means the people they reissue the passports to, they met the Liberian, the UP, the rescue agenda standard. They met the rescue agenda's requirements. How can you have the little boss on Facebook running around and say that George Weah's performance, that the US is issuing an alert? What kind of sense does that make? What kind of sense does that make? What kind of electorate argument or debate is that? What kind of electorate debate or argument is that? You have 12 to 13 months. You've spent 12 to 13 months in power. You officially recall all diplomatic passports from everybody, including John Weah, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, and Joseph Boakai, own passports. They were all recalled and reissued. The speaker, deputy speaker, pro tem, all lawmakers and cabinet ministers that are entitled to diplomatic passports. The government recall all and reissue. The government recall all official passports, reissue in 2024. Then you cry, you say, no, that George Weah performance, that while the US is issuing alert. But the American people are not stupid. The American people are aware that you recall all passports and you reissue. So the fact that you recall all, I mean, you erase everything that George Weah did. You started from a new page. They are aware. So all you're doing is you're just fooling yourself and misusing the privilege you have and causing further and more problems for you, for yourself and your government. But again, you don't care. You get $300 somebody get $1,500 somebody get $2,000. So yeah, for you have a wrath. You don't care whether a travel alert or ban is issued on Liberia. You don't care. You satisfy now. But this is not about CDC and we are, because ordinary Liberians may be subjected to stringent scrutiny and denied passport only because of name that you don't know. Only because of there are Liberians who are here, their fathers are Nigerians and their mothers are Liberians. Some of them were born in Nigeria, some of them were born here. So those who were born, those who fathers are Nigerians. But they were born here. They're Nigerians who left Nigeria, they came here, they settled here, they naturalized here. They born children here. The elect is speaking to countries that are on their ban for passport, for visa, on a visa restriction of visa ban. But yeah, one Odiyama, Austin Odiyama. Do you know what that does? When a man goes to that place with Austin Odiyama, they put it over the man. Austin Odiyama. I mean, put that man one side, they put you category D. Let's deal with Kawa, let's deal with Khan, or let's deal with Oliver Khan, let's deal with Abu Sherry, let's deal with people in F4. People will start talking about one Odiyama. Because you refuse to share detailed information with your passport issuer, your passport regime with the people. So they believe that foreigners who come from countries that are placed on visa restriction, they're coming to Liberia, infiltrating the system and taking your passport, acquiring your Liberian passport and filing for a visa. Because the restriction on Liberia was not too stringent compared to other countries, so they come here, they acquire your Liberian passport, they go and apply for a visa, US visa. So they treat all Liberians in the same category, and they started realizing that no, some of these people have, criminal records. The Koto, how they make a diplomatic passport, they make a criminal record on this side. How they make got diplomatic, other buyer man got diplomatic passport when we have his file right before us. How did you reissue passport to these people? When you recall all the passport and during the reissuing process, you issue them diplomatic passport. They are Liberians who have ordinary passport too. But they having names that can be traced, or they are tied to countries that are on US visa restriction. So people say no, before you issue passport to people who have foreign names, please share these information with us, because for some reason, for security reason, before you issue passports to people with foreign names, please share the information with us. Liberia not been doing it, because if Liberia have been issuing official, or ordinary passport to people, and bulk of the problem is coming from the issuance of ordinary passport, not necessarily diplomatic, official, or service passport. Bulk of this problem is coming from the ordinary passport. That's what the problem was created. What they were focused on diplomatic passport, maybe they may have succeeded in cleaning the system from the diplomatic passport official stain. But when it comes to the issuing of the ordinary passport, anybody can walk into the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, bury any name, and just walks away with a Liberian passport, an ordinary passport. The man uses that ordinary passport and goes to the French embassy, or goes to the British embassy, or goes to the Swedish embassy, or goes to the US embassy, and apply for visa. As a Liberian with foreign name, they check through all of their system. They don't see any information about the person. But I thought we got an agreement with these people that the application form, when these people come for visa and fill in the application form, background supposed to be done on them. So a copy is supposed to be shared with us. They borrow data when they put the information in the system. As people applying online, when they get a hard form, they may put all information here. That information is supposed to be shared with us. Why the man burying the name and you want Liberian passport? Who is he? Is he a naturalized Liberian? When did he get naturalized? How did he go through the naturalization process? Who were the lawyers that represented him? Who did the processing for him? So the people want to investigate all of this information to establish that this man does not have any motive, especially ulterior ones. Because most of these people were leaving their countries and coming here and acquiring our citizen passport. They go to immigration, they pass through the system, they get citizenship. They run to foreign affairs, they get passport. The next stage, they're running up the hill to apply for American visa. So the people say, no, people with foreign names, we are interested. We want to do background. So you share information with us, with people with foreign names, strange names. So they believe that for the past 12, 13 months, the Liberian government has not been doing it. They've been issuing ordinary passports to citizens, to people who bearing foreign names with no information to them, to their system. So they know it's enough. We assisted this to adjust. It means there are passports that were issued that need to be reviewed now by the Liberian government. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs is supposed to be looking in this direction. If the Senate Committee on Foreign Relations are not called serious, I'm not even too sure the Ministry of Foreign Affairs would have issued a statement. These are critical, issues that are supposed to be addressed by the authorities. You can just sit down. Look, for America to come up publicly, it means they have exhausted all diplomatic engagements. The last step is to come out and announce. If it was not that grave, they will not come out to announce. You on the 3 West list. And then you go to they say from 95 to 100, you on principal list. From 85 to 94, or let's say from 90 to 95, you on honor roll list. From 84 or 85 to 90, you on honors. From 70 downward, you fail. Then they put you on 70 list. They put you on the failing list. You say because you get 75, so you better. What is that? You still fail because you're on the list. It's not a good sign, my people. So if so now we're going to talk something, boy. Actually, we can actually be educating the government, which is not a bad thing. If we are criticizing the government, we are supposed to also provide information or education or guidance for the government. It's not a bad thing. But in this country, people only see the critical things you say about the system. They don't see the positive ones or the advice or the suggestions or the recommendations you make to them. There are certain things they are meant for strategy or strategic engagements. Serious countries hold consultations behind the scenes with stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders? What is the effect of this? What effect does it have on our reputation as a country, as a government? How do we manage maybe the PR or the public or the propaganda about this? Who do we use? Who do we go to? Who do we talk to? How do we diplomatically solve this problem, engage to solve the problem? Who do we go to? Where do we go? Who do we use? These are technical questions that serious-minded people who are prepared for good governance will be asking. These are engagements that serious-minded people who are prepared for good governance will be engaged, will be taking on to. Instead of using people who do not have any clue on social media to start engaging people and trading blame. Trading blame. Who is that blame trading thing here? You trading blame to John Weah, who has been on the power for over 14 months, and you trading blame. You've been issuing ordinary passports. Then you are trading blames at John Weah government. So what do we put you there for now? If you cannot arrest and rescue, you say you're coming with your arrest agenda to rescue it. You cannot arrest and rescue. It's been over 14 months. You can't arrest. You have not arrested and rescue anything. As soon as something comes, they say, oh, that John Weah. Something comes, oh, that John Weah. So what will be your owner? What have you done? If everything that's happening in the country that John Weah did it, so what have you done? You've been over 14 months. You have not done anything. You have not taken any action. You have not reformed anything. You've not adjusted any system. So what have you done? If everything is George Weah, tell us what have you done? We need to know what you've done, because if everything is just about George Weah, so what has Joe Barker done? What has he said? What system has he fixed? What measures has he put into place? What reform has he carried on with our immigration sector, our passport regime? What has Joe Barker done? This is the question we should be asking Joe Barker. What has he done? Instead of shifting blame to George Weah, to Maxwell Kimaya, to Eugene Nangme, to whosoever, let's talk. Joe Barker. What has Joe Barker done? Until Joe Barker can accept, agree to own his problem, as Texas people will say, own his problems, own his challenges, and engage them and fix them, or start to fix them. Look, this country will continue to be a mess, and a big disgrace to its citizens and its partners or allies across the world. This is sickening, that you came to a system to fix and you are not fixing the system. All you do is you trade blames. When it comes to matter that you're supposed to fix, you trade blames. You shift the blame. You are owning nothing. You are taking responsibility for nothing. You are introducing nothing. You are innovating nothing. You are developing nothing. You are adjusting nothing. You are upgrading nothing. Just nothing. This is a nothing government. Joe Barker has become a nothing president. They shift blame to everybody. They take ownership of responsibility for nothing. It is a nothing government. She's done nothing. She's done nothing. That not mean saying it. That's why you can say, y'all say y'all have done nothing. Everything that's happening in the country, that John Weah did it. Everything that's happening in the country, that CDC did it. So Joe Barker has done nothing. It means we're spending money on useless people. Because the government, if the UP government has done nothing, then why are we spending money? It means we are wasting money. But if we are spending money on reforming policies, then we can be shifting blames. We should be owning problems. We should be fixing problems. We should be arresting challenges and rescuing the challenges, folks. If in our trueness we've come as a country under an agenda to arrest and rescue, then rescuers do not shift blame. Rescuers should not be shifting blame. Rescuers should be engaging challenging movements and solving problems. So this mentality thing is becoming extremely important, that we have to, provide some information to our audience. And it's key. It's key because we can make all of the noise. We can trade all of the insults and play all of the politics or run all of the propaganda. But at the end of the day, there is a there's a 200 million that is available, that is attached. And another two. We are talking 200 million US dollars annually that is attached to this extension. A country that has an 800 million budget, almost hitting $1 billion, and the Joe Barker has an ambitious agenda to hit a $1 billion budget, probably 2026, because the target they didn't reach 2025. And then Metasti alone is offering 200 million. It means if you do the math, it means you are close to $1 billion, or you have already hit $1 billion just by extending their MDA. Hey, so from this context, we say, let's look into the agreement. Let's not reject the agreement. Let's look into the agreement and see what we can remove from there, what we can add there, and then we pass it. No serious country wants to reject an agreement that will invest 200 million annually in their country. So the conversation about rejecting should not even be on the table. Rejecting Midasi should not even be a discussion for any well-meaning Liberian. Rejecting Mita should not be a discussion here. We send people to school. We have the Ministry of Mines and Energy. Roman Smith is a smart guy. Good of it is that he's from Nimba. He's a geologist. So he understands the issue. Roman Smith cannot be telling you, let's reject. Roman Smith will be saying, let's review the mineral agreement. Meta, bring the agreement. Let's review. Let's see what you're offering. Abachi, a professor at the university, cannot be sitting in the Senate and say, no, let's reject Mita. They will tell you, no. Mita is already. Mita say they are going to invest $2 million annually. That good money there for all. You pass every year, government investment $2 million. So just bring an agreement. Let's see whether there's a $200 million that actually exists. You have Apple Chain, Woman Pay, sitting down in the mining sector, the investment commission people, they're all sitting down in one room and reviewing the agreement. I said, this is what Mita is offering. Where's the 200 million annually? Yeah, is it? Just review it. No. Based on our technical analysis, this didn't reach 200 million. Then you argue in a room. You're debating in a room. Then you say, okay, you know what? Wait, Mita say, okay, maybe it was a slight mistake. Okay, so what you're proposing? Let's the man say, okay, if we do X, Y, and Z, it will reach the 200 million. Okay, Mita say, okay, we agree. So let's do it. Boom, you're punching in. You're negotiating. You're negotiating an investment portfolio. But I keep telling the world, say, they want to attract investment. The people you're supposed to be attracting, they're sitting watching you. The one that is here that have been existing for over 19 years. The one that just celebrated 20 years of existence in your country. They see that, they will say, no, you're rejecting them. They say, but my country will be rejecting people who've been in a country for 20 years, operating the biggest man, and rejecting that deal that we see 200 million investment in a country annually. Something is not wrong with those people. They're saying our people in to go and investigate. So let me play this recording from the people, right? Everything that I intended saying, everything. Tomorrow is Wednesday. We'll do Metasti extra because it's a long list of issues. I want Liberians to talk about the Metasti thing tonight and the conversation we held about the this US sanction thing and this MPA thing. Yesterday, we didn't have enough time to talk. So I want them to talk tonight. So let's tell you what is available. I'll play you this, and then it's 9:35. That's so we can play this recording, and they'll come back, do jaws, and take calls. So listen to the people themselves. Today they met, and they decided to issue a statement highlighting what they want. Highlighting what they want to be included in the agreement. They also highlighted what Mita was unsuccessful to do. They acknowledged that yes, even though there are some issues, there are some things, there are some interventions that Mita should have made they should have done during the second agreement, they didn't do. They said we want to see them or see those things included in the tier extension. Additionally, we want these things to be included in the tier agreement. The people themselves speaking. And this should be the context of our conversation, focusing on what should we include in the agreement, what should we remove or extract from the agreement, and then we pass the agreement. What can we accept or embrace with the whole multi-role user thing, what the people themselves are thinking. Everything is included in what I'm about to play. That's how people go to negotiation. You don't say reject, throw away. You don't politicize. And the government should not even be encouraging people politicizing meters extension. The government should not be politicizing meters extension. They should be looking into the agreement, the proposal, to see what is in the proposal that we can work on. What is in the proposal that we can accept? What is in the proposal that we can reject? What is in the proposal that we can adjust? But we say, throw away. Some propagandists are saying, don't accept. Who will be want to reject based on other investment in your country? They say reject it. Because what? No, we want more to come. So we can be rejecting the one that we know. The devil will know. We should leave the devil. We know. I don't say leaving the devil, for the who you are not seeing. Somebody help me with that parable. I finish forgetting it. The injury you are not seeing. So the devil will know. They say we should leave the devil that we know for the injury we have not seen. Now, why some people saying, let's leave the devil we know for the injury we have not seen. We see injury here, they will say, leave the devil. The devil go on, the injury can with black wings. What kind of ugly injury here so? They will say, no, we're going back to our devil. The devil say, no, I'm not coming there. You're injured with black wing. With black wing. I'm not coming back down there again. They will start crying. So, my people, let's not reject the devil we know. For the injured, we have not seen yet. If the devil will know, and the injured can come together face to face and say, okay, the devil will know, they are so offering. The injured will know, bring their own concession agreement and tell what they're offering. But we see nothing here. They will say, reject the devil will know and focus on the injured we have not seen. Hey, don't risk this country economy because of politics and personal friendship. If people somewhere, other places are taking money from other people to go and do different things, and it's not working, and they want to impose or insist that something happened to us and it damages our economy or our economic growth, I think at this moment, people that Gafan who are still have a deep sense of respect for his IQ are supposed to be, sitting by the table now, having this conversation. So listen to the people themselves. Listen to them. I play this recording. It's long, folks. It's going to get boring. Trust me. But please bear with us. It's like 15 minutes plus. 15 minutes, almost 16 minutes. So play the recording for themselves. They're highlighting all the issues that they say they want. We'll come back. We'll go to the telephone lines and pick calls. So let's listen to them. We'll come with the people start talking. Okay. It didn't even blow. Oh. Oh. What about that?
Challenges which are acknowledged by all of us, including the company itself. For instance, statement of support for the extension of ArcelorMittal Liberia, investment in ratification of 8-year Mineral Development Agreement, MDA, by Chips, Aerox, and citizens of Yami, Seizo in Nema County. Our communities and citizens that host ArcelorMittal Liberia's main operations in Liberia, we have taken time to examine the contribution of ArcelorMittal Liberia to the socio-economic development of Liberia in general in our country and communities, in particular in the last few years. We have come together to call for the continued presence of ArcelorMittal Liberia, AML, in our communities and the expansion of ArcelorMittal Liberia operations through the ratification of the company's amended Mineral Development Agreement, MDA. Our decision to make this call today is based on the contribution rapidly growing partnership between the company and our communities being translated into jobs support for the social infrastructure development, support for the health and education sectors, promotion local businesses, contributing to our rising national revenue, etc. Many companies have come and gone, but ArcelorMittal Liberia has been and stood with us in good and bad times. They stood with us during Ebola, COVID-19, and other challenging times. ArcelorMittal Liberia has proven to be a reliable partner. Like any human institution and partners, ArcelorMittal Liberia has its own challenges, which are acknowledged by all of us, including the company itself.
The person reading, the person not go to school, so you gotta bear with the person. They'll be stuttering, mispronouncing some words, the pace may be missing, all of that. So yes, we'll conduct the phrases. Okay, so listen to them.
For instance, some provisions of the current NDA have not been fully met. However,
so they themselves are acknowledging that some portion of the MDA have not been fully met. They're not politicians talking here. That the citizens themselves speaking. Yeah? All right.
All financial requirements have been met fully.
So they say some portions of the MDA were not met, but all financial portions of the MDA were fully met.
We will continue to constructively engage with the company, the government, and our local government authorities to address these challenges and ensure mechanisms are effectuated for these provisions of current MDA and subsequent MDA to be met fully. We will continue to push the company to do what it is supposed to do for our communities. We are happy that the company has recognized these pitfalls and has expressed strong willingness to work with us to address these concerns and take concrete steps to prevent future reoccurrence. We can say because the baby bathing water is dirty, so we should throw the baby and the entire tub away. We are traditional people and do not do politics with things.
Y'all be doing your politics here. People telling y'all, we can say it because the baby bathing water is dirty. So let's throw the water away and throw the baby away. Let's throw the baby and the water away. Eh? Because the baby water is dirty. The water is baby away because it's dirty. So we throw the baby away and throw the water away. No. For all, we're not politicians. So we negotiate with Mita people, we pressure our government to insist that what we want happens, and Mita stay. Instead of saying go, because you did not implement some portions of the MDA, so go. And the bathing water there. Because you did not implement certain portions of the MDA, so you and your concession agreement, your carry, your go. The people say no. For all, we not throw the baby and the baby bathing water away because the bathing water dirty. We stay here and help to clean the baby. That next time the water will be clean when the baby table. Eh?
We will continue to say the truth as it is. It will be unfair on our part as a community and people to know some of the good things ArcelorMittal Liberia has done for our country, and communities over the years. ArcelorMittal Liberia is the largest employer in the private sector of Liberia, with over 3,000 Liberians directly working with the company and over 5,000 Liberians working with ArcelorMittal Liberia subcontracting companies. AML's patronage of local businesses continues.
Okay, so therefore, a bit to the issues that they enumerated in the statement that they need to be done, because time is now. I feel we'll find time to present the entire thing tomorrow on the show, and then we can have an elaborate conversation. Saying we want to give money out and allow you in the public to participate on the different issues.
Politics. The team will monitor the implementation of the NDA, provide an annual independent report, and ensure AML is in full compliance.
So they are proposing a team, a monitoring team, inclusive of the countries where the META will be operating, inclusive of the government people and all of that, lawmakers and all of that will be on the monitoring team to ensure full compliance of the META-ST of the MDA. So this time around, the community say we want to get involved with the compliance process. We don't want to sit back and then allow central government to work. We too from the community want to be involved. So we are proposing a compliance committee or a compliance mentor that will be organized by the government along with META there, the community people there, the county government representation, the communities where the mounts are being operated, are being extracted, have people on the committee, central government, lawmakers, we all be on the committee to ensure full compliance. So they're proposing a committee that will ensure compliance, even though there are sectors that are already established by statutory laws to ensure full compliance of these mirror development agreements and all of that. But they're saying to make it more practical and more localized, they need a localized compliance committee that will work with everybody to ensure full compliance, and that on an annual basis, that committee will do reports, quarterly reports, providing updates to the citizens about the compliance of META agreement. That sounds so smart and reasonable. So we're in it there. Like I said, tomorrow we'll spend our time talking about it because for me, I have interest. I've always developed interest in this MDA debate. Even under the CDC, yeah, I gained interest in it. I participated in the debate because I know why I participated in the debate. I know what META has to offer your country. They will not be 100% perfect, but I know what they have to offer. I know what they've offered. I know what they are offering your country. I have friends that work with META, with either directly or indirectly. So I know friends that work with catering companies that META hire and paying millions, thousands of dollars to just to provide catering service. And I'm talking about Liberian catering company that they hire to provide catering services in Nima and in Bassa. Those catering companies hire Liberians to work there. And so people in META employ, we're talking about at least over 3,000 persons. Outside META employ, we're talking about over 5,000 persons. We're talking almost 9,000 human beings employed under META's arrangement. Just in the old MDA. So with the new MDA, they are proposing an additional 5,000 employments. 5,000 new employments. So all we have to do is sit down and run the metrics or analyze the metrics that is being developed or that has been developed by META in the agreement. And then the technicians that the Mines and Energy, the Investment Commission, the legislature will all sit down and run the analysis and say to establish whether it is true that META will employ additional 5,000 persons. Now, if META is proposing that with upon the immediate passage of the agreement, they will employ 2,000 persons, or the government can say no. Upon the passage, we want to make sure you employ 50% employment. And then after a year plus, you can roll out with increasing the employment. But every employment that is done, please furnish the Ministry of Labor. We want the Ministry of Labor to keep track of new employments that will be done by META-ST. We say, okay, we'll put out, maybe we'll develop an MOU and as an addendum to the concession agreement, or we say we'll include it in the MDA to allow META share or employment portfolio or employment profile or employment record with Labor Ministry. We can put that in the agreement. They can argue it. So the government is be able to boast or brag of it and say, yeah, that's true. They actually employ 5,000 human beings. These are their names. These are the information. These are the job titles. These are the nature of the work to do. And it is true. These things happen in Syria country. If Liberia want to be Syria country, we can put it there. So when they say, when META can say we employ 5,000 persons, the Oman dollar can say, whoa, 5,000 person who won't see the record. So the opposition can say, whoa, 5,000 person we won't see the record. But when the records are there, the individuals can be visibly seen. You can't argue anything. So we have to be more scientific and practical in our engagement with these MDAs that are coming before us as a country, not as a political party, but as a country. So let's take calls on the different numbers: 0776 104 104, 0886 500 104 are the numbers to call and be a part of the show tonight. And our WhatsApp number is active on +231 886 500 104. Let's talk to this person from here. Hello. You're live. Go ahead. Hello.
Yeah, calling for Topo Village.
Topo Village. Let's hear you.
Yes. I mean, the people mental retort. The people want for better for their job. So I know that this government will work for them a big agreement to work.
Thank you very much. Let's talk other issues as well. Good evening to you.
Hello, good evening to Freedom, especially and good evening to my peace loving people of the Republic of Liberia, and giving to all fellow Liberians listening to you people this great Tuesday evening. And now with the introduction, I'm Apostle A.S. Tamara. I do join this conversation this evening for my peaceful residents to be tested, transformer community with King Christian Church, relatively old. Thank you basically for the topic.
I mean, your intro can be too long, brother. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Good evening to you. Let's hear you.
Yeah. I'm Asaf Nathan. I call you from District 17.
District 17. That's my district. Go ahead.
Yeah. You said something I'm satisfied with it. All the company thing for Liberia, before we used to hear Bon Country, Liban Country, and Grand Basso, 2 million, 3 million. But when you put it tonight, that one really encouraged me to call.
Okay.
Adding to their agreement is a fine agreement. But now, let them add at least a factory that will employ at least 5,000 or 350,000 human beings. Because right now, my Liberia, we are not working. And no money in our community. If they do it like that, money will be in our community. Because when people do it, and when he go, he carry money to the Indian people in supermarket. So when you go in our market, no money there. So that's my own suggestion.
Thank you very much. That's a certain one, and I'm sure the folks are listening, the lawmakers are listening, the Meta people are listening, the government people are listening. Let's hear you.
Yeah, and something come out was for sure. Let me just be brief.
Yeah, be brief.
Government can be ungrateful. A government can be ungrateful with any other companies, but not Estella Meta. Because all of our trials, our biggest thing we have been going through, Estella Meta has to with this country in the difficulties instead of a bonus. They are then the highest out of the employers in this country. Even my sister here, directly, indirectly, I'm beneficiary of Estella Meta because my colleagues that all graduated those days from high school, they are all now working with Estella Meta as a driver. Some of them in Nimba and some of them are in Grand Bassa. I have two friends that work with Estella Meta as a chief driver right now because they are been so long in the service. So I'm begging the government, and they cannot help it.
Oh, well, they lose that one in the mail. Lose that one in the mail. See, make credit finishing. Okay, so let me take calls on the other number on the other side. I think lose that one in the mail. See, I mean, your credit low, so I can see the WhatsApp phone. Okay, but so let me call 0887 580842. This person is one of our winners, our first winner here tonight. Let me, hey man, I hate this thing. I just hate it. You see why I do can't give away benefit for my show? You see?
Subscriber, please be informed that the number you're trying to reach is currently switched off.
You see why I do cash give away benefit on my show? You feeling the repetition of the show is important. Ain't the entirety of the show is important. You can't be saying you feeling somebody you did draw, somebody win, you call the number, then the number off. You can't do that. You know what I'll do? I'll call the person number here for all of you to write it down. When the person just be trying the person no more. When the person people are called tell them say they embarrass me on the show because we did joy and we announced that we did joy and we paid them $4,000 and their phone were off. And I called on the show to confirm the number off. So y'all who listening can believe that people can be switching their phone off, or they can be just be reckless or careless with their phone when they play the cash giveaway. So the number is 0887-580842. This person played the cash giveaway. This person is one of our winners here. I'm calling this person, and the number is off. What is that? Look at. Yeah, man. You play with Intel, the boss say you win, and the thing about it can just instantly transfer the money to the winner. So no, even if the phone off, no to talk to get confirmation. You know, we for all concerned about integrity, yeah, man. We can say we're paying you, you play, you win, then you get something. So let's squeeze in. Yeah, we can take calls. We can take calls. We have 5 minutes to go. So let's take calls on 0776 104 104 0886 500 104. We said to you, the whole I know some of my men were getting there, but now they sending me text now saying, yeah, also you spoke where you did it. Yeah, that's it. We have to be blunt with people in this MPA thing. My man Sekou Doumbouya wants to make the criticism at the MPA to look like it is an attack on the Mandingo people or an attack on the Mandingo community. That's how you want to do it. And they think the MPA is not attack on no Mandingo people. No, why are we even making this thing trouble? Why are we making the trouble? Sekou Doumbouya is a Liberian occupying the position at the port. So we address him as a Liberian occupying the job at the port. We are criticizing him or critiquing his activities as a Liberian occupying the position at the port, not as a Mandingo man. We have to stop that thing. And we have to stop calling people or identifying people by their tribes when we are having national conversation. This has to stop. No, it has to stop. Oh, that one Mandingo man is sent to the port. No, we have to stop that. He's a Liberian. The same way any Liberian is entitled, he too is privileged to serve. But you can go to the pool for privilege, right? I mean, a privilege commitment from the president. Then you start behaving that you are the only qualified person in Liberia to serve the port. Like all the other people are not qualified to serve the port. Only you qualified to serve the port. That's not fair to other qualified people. And I'm telling you, he's even disrespectful, and people in office are even disrespectful to his deputies. They want issue, they want to do these things. The employment are supposed to pass through administration, don't pass through administration. Employment passes passes over administration straight to his office. See how the MD will be recommending employment for somebody, signing employment letter when there is a deputy director for administration. Let's be frank here. Let's be frank. You can't have a deputy for administration, then you have the managing director signing employment. Signing employment is giving instruction to the HR. Not even as deputy. At least some other MD say, your direct the employment notice or your direct or your attention the employment recommendation. If it comes from the party, the whole list from the party, you get attention the list to the deputy for administration. For action, the deputy will this with HR and they do the processing. Because the deputy is the deputy for administration. He or she presides over employment. You can't be MD, they be signing, jumping over your MD, your deputy for administration, and signing employment notice, sending it to HR, directed to HR for processing. Breaching all of the standard protocols established for employment. They may breach everything. You saw Jusu employment Tony came directly from the MD straight to the HR. What happened to the deputy for administration? These are the things people say we should not talk about, but they are running all around here and talking about system. John, we are spoiled the system, he scattered the system, and they are trying to fix the system. Is that the system you're fixing? UP recommend somebody for employment. Just they were obviously your UP is the ruling party, so they will address the recommendation to the MD's office. Do not go address a subordinate. When that list goes to the MD, all the MD does is that the MD attention that recommendation to his deputy and stem a confidential, stem a confidential and send it with a note on it for action, for processing, and send it to your deputy. Your deputy will attention in to the HR, chain of command. But you sit down in your office, you are the MD, you are the deputy for administration, you are the deputy for operation, you are everything. Usurping the functions of your deputies, not even allowing them to work. And people complain, you targeting them and doing all kinds of things. The MP has a board. The Luther type of man who wanted to be head of the entity, he's there as chairman of the board. Is he not aware that these things are happening? Is he concerned? Hello? Please go ahead. Let's hear you, my brother. I agree with you on that one. Some of the lawmakers can embarrass some of the companies. Hello? Let's hear you.
Yeah, this is
okay.
I just want to throw light on what happened in the country.
Particularly, what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, very situation concerning settlement and that of the government.
Come again?
The prevailing situation concerning the faculty and that of the government.
Oh, I'm sorry. Tomorrow the Sacralists will be here, so let's reserve your comment about them tomorrow. They will be here tomorrow. Please. Okay. Thank you so much for calling. Not enough time to be here, so we have to go. We have to go. Not enough time to be here. Takun J, let's go home. Let's go home. Takun J. Let's go. Takun J, take us home. Okay, let me just, this is a courtesy. I'll give you this a privilege. Go ahead.
Yeah. Brother Oski?
Yes.
How are you doing, Papa?
We are fine. God money us.
Okay. That God bless you, Brother Oski Kawa. That God bless you. Because the thing that you're doing for all in this country, you're giving all the information. With the old man, you're opening our ears and our eyes to see. There people there, they see and they doing this country. They drugs, this name they bringing, they say that what drug we are bringing drugs. They say drug we are bringing drugs in your country. He was dancing, he know nothing about government. But right now, the men are teachers for them. What's think about? Just coming from a passing through the faculty to cast for our children and our brother in the country. Me, I'm sorry for their people there because what they didn't think people were joking all around here. They said that Georgia was bringing drugs in the country. They are talking all kinds of things. They will put Joseph Baka there. They portrait would be sweet. Get a honey. Now, we enjoying the honey, they crying. Then they crying Georgia. We thinking that our president need to let. Taking it in the name of God, our personal name of rest. We keeping him for 2020 number the grace of God. So he will be back and do what? When he starts, so he will start from there. Thank you, that God bless you.
Amen. So thank you, that God bless you. Amen. We'll go home. As always, thanks to all of you for listening and participating on the show. We shall be back here tomorrow, Wednesday, with exciting developments. Congratulations to our only winner tonight on the show, even though his or her number was off. And thanks to all of you for watching. We shall be back here tomorrow by God's grace. Until then, do have yourselves a blessed moments in your respective areas. My name is Osti. I was here. Bye-bye.
People suffer. No war for people crying for hunger. Your vision and your mission, your intention to